Yeah, amazing effort by the guys. At halftime, we felt that we would still win the game. I mean, I didn't expect that a couple minutes into the second half, Carlos would have already scored twice. But the mentality at halftime, the intensity throughout the second half, the way guys like Pancho and Latif came on and were able to help, just a team effort where commitment and the intensity was just awesome. So, we've tried over the years to just have a way of playing and a style, but to go with it, we've constantly tried to find a way that we can develop that kind of mentality to win tough games, to get to finals. I think we've learned from some of the moments that slipped away from us, and tonight you could see the concentration on so many guys, the guys in the back moving out, organizing, winning balls, still finding moments to play. So I'm really proud of everybody. And, Carlos is such a special player, special leader, captain. And man, what a night for him.
Thanks, Bob. We're going to start here with Katya. Katya, go ahead when you're ready.
Thanks, Ben. Hi, Bob. Congrats on the win.
Thanks, Katya.
First, I wanted to ask you, what does it mean to be the first MLS team that beats three Mexican teams to get to the final? And like you said, just the work that you guys have been doing. And second, just in general, does it hurt kind of the image of an international competition? What happened with the referees before halftime, during halftime, what Ochoa kind of did there with the twist? I don't know, what's your impression or your feeling towards all that happened?
Yeah, I've gotten a lot of text messages from people who have seen replays. So from people who saw exactly who initiated the problem between Ochoa and Edward. I've been told by many people that Edward didn't do anything. So I've not seen it yet, but man, I got so many messages. The attempt to just to use that as a way of trying to get the edge in the win, you got to be smart enough. And we were saying from the beginning on our side, play the game, be smart, don't be naive, and don't get caught up with all of the other stuff going on. So I can't speak to the rest, but I think our guys handle things well.
Thanks. Next, we're going to go here to Damien.
Hey, Bob. Congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
You said there that at halftime you still felt you guys could win. Where does that belief in this group come from? Because you're down a man, you're down a goal, you're away from home. Where does that belief come from in this group here?
I think we continue to grow, and you could see after we got knocked out by Seattle that there was a really good mentality in training. Everybody was excited to get here, excited for Cruz Azul. And so I think that there's a sense that we're going in the right direction, that we understand better what big games are all about. We still want to try to play the best football we can, but in different moments in these kind of games, your ability to be smart, to be aggressive, to know how to deal with tough situations, all these different things come into play. And I mentioned earlier that, in the second half, there was a real focus. Guys were totally on board with what it would take to win the game. And at halftime, we have many days in training where we'll play 11 versus 10, and we typically play with 4, 3, and 2. Diego and Carlos have played in those roles often. The work in the midfield, where Mark went in and played more in the center, and it started out with Sifu and Latif, and then Pancho came on, and when Sifu had to come off. So I think that part was good. And then I said earlier, the back four did a really good job tonight. The understanding and the partnership between Eddie Segura and Jesus Murillo. And I think Tristan and and Cheeky have really raised their level of intensity in these games. You know, they're players that we believe in, and the confidence to know how to play in big games. We've tried to find the right way to push them forward, but you could see in both of these games that these two are making big steps.
Ramon Trevino.
Thank you. Hi, Bob. Ramon Trevino from El Universal from Mexico City. Did this match remind you of the Mexican national team and the USA national team matches in the qualifiers for the World Cup because of the tension, because of the rivalry, because what happened at halftime?
It did remind me of those games. Obviously, during my time as national team coach, the games with Mexico were always special. Players were so motivated for those matches. Everything was at the highest level. Yes, and there have been moments when U.S. and Mexico played where there were situations on the field or going off at halftime. That type of emotion, that type of passion, it comes out in big rivalries, and so you could feel that tonight.
Joe Lago.
Congrats, Bob.
Thanks.
After all that you and your club have been through this year, what does it mean to have the chance to play in a Champions League final?
Yeah, it's awesome. I said that. Those were my first words, I think, today. We lost 2018. We lost in the semifinals of the Open Cup. Last year, we lost in the semifinals to Seattle. So we know what it feels like. And semifinals are the games where, man, everybody feels the pressure and because getting to a final is so special. And you could sense that our group going into the game tonight and even at halftime, that whole idea that we were going to not stop, but we were going to find a way to get into the final. That was so clear. And that's the reason I'm so proud of these guys. And, that's how you grow as a club. I always say that we're in our third season. And from the beginning, we had an idea of what kind of football we wanted to play and how we needed to connect with our fans and have an identity. And, that doesn't mean that every result just goes your way. You got to keep trying to get better. You've got to develop that mentality. You've got to sometimes suffer a little bit, and we have. So to be in a final is really special.
Eva's, take it away when you're ready.
Hey, Bob, how you doing? Congrats on the win tonight.
Thanks.
So obviously, you guys were creating chances through the first half, even before the red card happened. You guys were playing well and creating chances. But did that red card? Did you feel like that fired your guys up, or did it piss them off, get them a little angry heading into the break? And how did you kind of manage that? Because it seemed like they came out with the perfect mentality. And follow up on Carlos Vela, he seems like he's really getting up for playing the Liga MX teams and really kind of showing his best. And have you seen him kind of even more motivated to face these teams?
I've said it a few times. Carlos, it's special for him to play these teams. And it also comes in a year where, obviously, with different important family responsibilities and then an MCL injury, he missed a lot. So you can tell that at the end of this year how much it means to him. And when that comes across to all the other players, that's obviously a special kind of leadership. And then he backs it up on the field. I mean, not only with the 2 goals, but late in the game, his ability to run with the ball forward, get into the corner, take a foul, do all the little things that help you manage a difficult game. So, Carlos he's a great guy and he's an amazing player. And, he not only, does look, he scores great goals. His ability as he moves towards the goal with the ball on his left foot. But in other ways, he's strong. He's got balance. He can still, he's not afraid of contact. There's so many things that Carlos brings to our team. So, you know, we're lucky to have him around, and you can tell he's really committed right now.
John Rojas, go ahead.
Thanks, Ben. Bob, getting to this point after, you know, getting so close in different moments on MLS League and different competitions, what that means for this core of players that maybe coming from South America, especially the last minute of those important games are different. I mean, you hide the ball, you shoot the ball away, you don't want to play, but you put the game in different terms. And then they got this. They got the result in the terms that you wanted them to get it. What that means for the club and for them.
Yeah, look, it's all the players, John. We've been close, and in some of the important games, we've made some mistakes, or in certain moments, there's a play where you don't treat it with the importance that it needs, and then all of a sudden you've given up a goal and you're fighting from behind. And in really big games, every play counts, and you know that challenge of staying in a game, making plays, and knowing that physically you've got to give everything for your team. I mean, everybody talks about this stuff, but you've got to develop those abilities, and you know you've got young guys that in the last couple of years have grown up a lot. You know, Diego, Edward. I mean, I mentioned Cheeky and Sifu earlier. I mean, these are still young guys. And so when you have tough days, it's no fun when a couple of days later you're going through video and you're trying to show guys certain things that we needed to do better. But that's all part of growing. So, you know, we've never shied away from looking hard at ourselves. When something gets away from us, you know, we're really honest. And you know, we've had very good moments. Obviously, Supporters Shield last year was a really special thing to play as well as we did from the beginning of the season until the end. But we've also had days where we didn't finish the job, or we weren't as good as we needed to be in a big game, or too many guys on a big night weren't at their best. So these are tough lessons, but I think we're going in the right direction, you know, and that's how players develop. That's those experiences, feeling what it's like when the game gets away from you and remembering it and then being ready the next time.
Thanks. Andy Diosa.
Hey, Bob, how's it going?
Good.
Bob, you talked about the mentality all year long, and kind of along the same lines of what you just mentioned. What has really snapped into the scene? Maybe it's just that it's the healthiest squad that you have at this point of the year, but you guys being able to fight back from these deficits in this big tournament and really showing that versatility as a team. What is it, a mentality thing that the players kind of just snapping in right now, knowing that the prize is right there, or is it just something beyond that?
No, it's everything. I mean, look, we don't talk about it a lot, but certainly the start-stop part of MLS this year, the fact that we were missing guys at different times, there were a lot of challenges for all teams, and I was hard on myself because I don't think we did as good a job as some other teams of handling all the different challenges that came with this season. But we've never stopped with the idea that, you know, we love trying to get better. We love the way we play football. Guys come in, they're into training, and now you got to look hard at things that must improve if you're going to get to the next level. And so it's a never-ending process, never ending. You know, we love looking at big teams and seeing the way they compete, you know, mixing up video of certain things that we do and picking out some plays from big games around the world or big teams where players in tough moments come through and make big plays, you know, where guys are at their best on those nights. And so, you know, we're just trying to find every way we can to challenge the group in these kind of ways. I think those are real football ways. You know, we don't come up with a lot of phony crap. You know, we focus on real stuff and say, look, if we're going to become a good team, here are things that have to get better. We do it on an individual level. We do it on a team level. And so there's a lot of satisfaction when you see a bunch of guys fight through some things that didn't go their way tonight and come out with a big win. And you know, look, I've been lucky with some different teams along the way where you remember these nights, you know, you remember what it was like in a game where it seemed like you had no chance, but man, everybody kept going and you didn't give up. And so I'm not going to bore everybody by listing some of those games, but you know, that's a special thing. I mean, and if you want one, you know, US Slovenia, man, halftime. And that was an incredible halftime where, you know what, a lot was said. There was a lot of emotion and we were determined that, you know what, we were coming back in the second half. And, you know, if they hadn't called back Mo's goal, man, that was a 3-2 win. But that mentality, when you've been part of teams that have it, you keep trying to figure out how can we get this going with.
Vimos algo que se nos tornaba algo diferente, pero que estábamos a un gol de empatar el juego. Entonces, todos nos pedimos a nosotros mismos tranquilidad y que solo tenía que llegar el gol para empatar el juego, y eso fue lo que salió. Nos comprometimos a dar todo y estamos aquí, gracias a Dios, victoriosos.
We didn't see much. We actually were just more focused on scoring the one goal to level the game. We remained patient and calm at halftime, and thankfully we were able to get that first goal. And obviously moving forward, I think we stayed together throughout, and we gave it all to get the result that we needed.
Thank you. Next, we're going to go to Daniel Schwartzman. Go ahead when you're ready.
Thank you. Hola, Cifu. ¿Te sorprendió ver a Miguel Herrera perder los estribos? ¿Y qué es lo que recuerdas, sobre todo, de la bronca, de los conatos y de todo lo que ocurrió? ¿Cuál es tu lectura?
Son cosas que pasan en un partido. Me imagino más en una semifinal como la que jugábamos el día de hoy. Sorprendió bastante la alineación que formó el profe Herrera el día de hoy, pero en lo que pasó de todas las broncas que hubo, es parte del juego, de la adrenalina que hay allí, de todos los jugadores calientes, afuera también el cuerpo técnico caliente. Creo que eso es lo que genera si no paramos, no paramos eso y no sabemos controlarnos dentro del campo. Pero creo que es algo que pasa en todos los fútbol y hoy día no fue la excepción.
Gio Garcia.
Hola, Cifu. Felicidades en la victoria. En un partido así tan emocionante, ¿crees que ustedes han aprendido de todo lo que les ha pasado en este año con ustedes, con la temporada del MLS? ¿Crees que todo lo que les pasó los ha preparado para un juego como hoy?
Hola, Gio. Muchas gracias. Creo que nos fortaleció lo que nos pasó en la Liga, a no cometer los mismos errores. Creo que se ve un equipo más compacto, más comprometido, donde todos corremos, donde todos jugamos, donde todos marcamos, y cuando hay que atacar, todos atacamos. Entonces, ese objetivo lo tenemos todo y aprendimos de los partidos que perdimos en Liga.
John Rojas.
¿Qué tal, Cifu? Buenas noches, Higinio Robles de Grupo Milenio de la Ciudad de México. Han dado un golpe de autoridad, pues, por así decirlo y por así reconocérselo, ¿no? Porque mucho se habla de que la Liga Mexicana está por encima de la MLS, pero ustedes desde la etapa anterior, desde la ronda anterior, eliminaron a un León que vivía un muy buen momento en la Liga Mexicana antes de la pandemia. Eliminaron a un Cruz Azul que es uno de los grandes equipos de México y ahora acaban de eliminar al América. ¿Cuánto se han acortado esas distancias y qué mensaje manda la MLS a la Liga Mexicana con estas victorias? Gracias.
Creo que la MLS es una liga que está creciendo y partido tras partido está demostrando cómo crece el fútbol de la MLS, y nosotros hacemos nuestro juego, tenemos grandes jugadores, como cada equipo de la Liga Mexicana tienen buenos jugadores, y nos comprometemos entre nosotros a darlo todo en la cancha.
John Rojas.
Thanks, man. Sifu, en un año tan absurdo como este, si yo te pusiera a escoger entre no haberte infectado con el COVID, pero no estar en esta final, o estar en esta final y haber pasado por lo que pasaste, ¿qué escogerías?
Perdón, ¿me puedes repetir nuevamente? No te escuché muy bien.
Sí, claro. En un año tan absurdo como este, con tantos problemas como los que todo el mundo ha tenido, si yo te pongo a escoger entre no haber tenido el COVID como te pasó, pero no llegar a esta final, o tenerlo y haber estado en esta final como llegan hoy, ¿qué escogerías?
Buenas noches, pues. Preferiría haber tenido el COVID y estar en la final. Creo que es algo que aprendí. Gracias a Dios no tuve síntomas, no tuve molestia. Tal vez algo que sí haya afectado a mi rendimiento, por lo que tuve una para casi un mes, pero prefiero haber tenido el COVID y estar en la final. Creo que todo jugador sueña con jugar una final.